I've been creating and sharing subliminals for years, and I always get questions: how do subliminals work? How do I use subliminals? Which ones should I be listening to? Which ones are safe to listen to? Which ones are not safe to listen to? And my subliminals have gotten incredible results for so many people. Getting money out of the blue, attracting clients, shifting how they see themselves, creating abundance in so many different ways. So I wanted to just talk to you about subliminals, how subliminals have changed my life, what I do with subliminals, how to stay safe when using subliminals. And if you want to dive deep into some of my longer subliminals, you can find them for free on my YouTube channel or also inside the Yes It's Yours app, which I create subliminals for all different topics inside my app. So to get started, let's talk about what subliminals are. For years, myself, I have been reprogramming my subconscious mind to support me in changing my life, to support me in believing I can have incredible friendships, I can have abundance, I can have supportive people in my life, I can raise a happy family. I have been using subliminals in so many different ways. I reprogram my subconscious mind in all sorts of different ways, but this is one of the easiest ways to do it. Subliminals are one of the easiest ways to reprogram your subconscious mind because you can essentially just press play and listen, okay? So as we go through our life, especially from ages 0 to 7, we are being programmed. When you're a baby in the womb, you're getting programmed from the feelings that your mom is experiencing while you're in the womb and anything that you're hearing that has come through to you in the womb. So you're already getting programmed. Then from ages 0 to 7, you're getting programmed from what you experience and what you see around you. So if your parents are always fighting, you're going to maybe believe that relationships have to be toxic or that relationships have to be negative. If you see your parents fighting around money or struggling with money, maybe working multiple jobs, you might have a belief that money is very hard to come by, that you have to struggle for it, that you have to fight for it. This is something that subliminals have helped me a lot with. And health also too. If you were modeled like not to eat healthy food, or exercise is boring and sucks, or you were modeled unhealthy eating habits or exercise habits, that's all going programmed into your subconscious mind. And there's a saying, give me the boy till he's 7 and I will show you the man. So whatever we're surrounded by from ages 0 to 7 is gonna shape who we are for the entire rest of our lives, unless we become conscious of our programming and we make the proactive steps to change that. And so that's something that I did. I witnessed my mom having toxic relationships with men. I did not want to repeat that, so I became aware of the pattern and I set up standards and boundaries for myself while getting into future relationships. I witnessed my parents struggling with money, often fighting over money, and so I made the conscious decision, I want to create abundance in my life, and I was able to do that with my business. So how subliminals work is so interesting because our subconscious mind is so interesting. Our subconscious mind operates over 95% of everything that we do every day. So how we think, how we speak, the thoughts that we have, the behaviors that we have, the habits that we play out, the emotions that we feel, these are highly dictated by our subconscious. So if you want to change your life, you need to work on the subconscious level. And our subconscious mind can pick up on information that our conscious mind can't actually pick up on. Our subconscious mind can pick up on information that's faster than our conscious mind can pick up on. That's why you might be walking, maybe you're walking through a park and all of a sudden you jump back because there's a football flying at you. You didn't consciously notice that football coming at you, but your subconscious mind did, and it was able to move your body to safety so you didn't get bonked in the head. Our subconscious mind can also pick up on information that's lower than what we can consciously hear. So if you're at the supermarket, you're shopping, and a few aisles down, somebody is grumbling about how high food prices are and how the economy sucks, your subconscious mind might actually take that in and cause you to form a belief that the economy sucks, even if your conscious mind hasn't heard it. So our subconscious mind can take in information that's faster, that's at a lower volume, in so many different ways that we can't consciously pick up on. And so in many ways this can be negative, but with subliminals, we're using them to our positive advantage. Actually, I'll tell you one more interesting subliminal study. They did a study or a piece of research long ago where people would go to a movie theater and the movie theater would flash subconscious images of popcorn or the word popcorn. And what they found is when people were being subconsciously primed with popcorn, there was a higher likelihood of them going to get popcorn, even though they couldn't consciously see the pictures that were being flashed on the screen of popcorn, okay? So we can be subconsciously primed, and we are subconsciously primed through marketing to do many things that are not in our highest good, but we can use subliminals to our advantage to prime us for things that are for our highest good. So when I create subliminals, I'm helping to prime my client's mind with the belief that they are good enough, that they are abundant, that they can create success, that they can have the habit that they want, they can have the feeling that they want. And so all my client has to do is press play and allow the music to play and these words to come into their mind, even when they're not consciously aware of it. And all of a sudden, their life will start to look different and feel different. I was listening to one of my subliminals in my app, It Is Easy, the other day. And then that evening and the next day, I was thinking to myself, wow, everything's just feeling so easy. Why is everything feeling so easy? And then I was like, oh yeah, yesterday I listened to my subliminal, It Is Easy. So it goes into our subconscious mind and it primes us to feel like all of the experiences that we're going through are aligned with that subconscious programming. So essentially, by listening to a subliminal that is repeating something that you want to feel or something that you want to believe or a way that you want to act, it's priming your reticular activating system. And now your reticular activating system, your RAS, when you go into the world, it's going to see more examples of how that is true for you. So one thing that I want you to make sure of when you are listening to subliminals is that you're listening to subliminals from a creator that you trust, because you cannot hear the affirmations consciously. If a creator has malicious intent, they could put something negative into those subliminals that is then going into your subconscious mind. So first and foremost, make sure that you're listening to subliminals from somebody you trust. And what my belief is it's a good idea to only listen to subliminals from someone you trust and also someone who has been trained in hypnosis. Because when someone is trained in hypnosis, they're trained on how to speak to the subconscious mind, or hire someone who knows how to speak to the subconscious mind. Because the subconscious mind is very literal, okay? So here's the difference between somebody who is trained in hypnosis or speak to the subconscious mind and isn't. If you were to listen to a money mindset subliminal and the person puts the affirmation, I'm not in debt, I'm not in debt, I'm not in debt, even though consciously that sounds good, subconsciously you're affirming the word debt deeper into your subconscious mind, because the subconscious mind takes everything literally, it can't compute the negative. If I say don't think of a blue tree, the only thing you're going to think of is a blue tree. If I say don't think about debt, the only thing that you can think of is debt. So what somebody who's trained to put together subliminals would know to do is, instead of saying I'm not in debt, they would instead say abundance is everywhere. There is more and more money flowing to you. Your bank account is in overflow. You are abundantly successful. Okay, so they're using words that when your subconscious mind takes it literally, you're saying it how you want it. You're saying the end result, the noun, the person, place, or thing, exactly like how you want it. So that's very, very important. You can even check to make sure that the subliminals that you're listening to actually have a list of affirmations so you can read through them before listening. So now some people say that reading through the affirmations first makes them not as susceptible to the subconscious mind. But I'm a big believer that if you're committed to listening to the subliminal and that those words are going into your subconscious, it will inevitably hit the subconscious whether you read them first or not. So in my app, I actually list out all of the affirmations that I'm putting in the subliminal. So we touched on how subliminal works, the science of subliminals, and now I'm going to talk a little bit about how to create your own subliminals. I dive deep into how to do this inside the Yes It's Yours app, but essentially what you want to do is you want to read out into maybe a voice note app on your phone or on your desktop, read out the positive affirmations that you would like to go into your subconscious mind. Put them into some kind of audio program where you can have this repeat for as long as the track that you want. Lower the volume of the affirmations so that you can't really consciously hear them. I believe it said that your subconscious mind can hear information up to 20 decibels lower than your conscious mind. So you can check to make sure your audio settings align with that. And then put it underneath any music or sound that is pleasant to you. So for my sleep subliminals, I will have white noise with my affirmations subtly underneath so that those positive affirmations can go into my client's mind even when they're sleeping. If it's a daytime subliminal, I love classical music or a nice lo-fi beat. So you can be listening to something upbeat as you're going through your day. A lot of my clients will listen to my subliminals while they're working or while they're tidying up their home. So I think that that's really positive. When I first started listening to subliminals, sometimes I would listen to the subliminals and I knew that they were good subliminals, but then the music that they were using was negative music. And I was like, this kind of defeats the purpose. So I like music with no words, or if there are words, just make sure that it's positive words, because you're still affirming what you can consciously hear into your subconscious alongside the subconscious affirmations as well. And then export it, and then you can listen to it as much as you like. So like I said, there are tons of free subliminals on my YouTube channel that you can listen to at your leisure. And then if you want to dive in deeper to get even more of my customized subliminals at longer lengths, have subliminals for daytime and for sleep time so that you can be reprogramming your subconscious mind whenever you want, then I invite you to click down below and sign up for your free 7-day trial of the Yes It's Yours app.